he's fully back. It seems like he knows what he's doing in terms of political messaging and campaigning.
Inflation in New York City and around the country is really high. It's impacted my life.
Obviously, you want safety for the American people. You don't want undocumented people in here.
I feel like Kamala definitely has a lot of good political views. She can get a lot more of the minorities on her side.
It's obvious that the main geostrategic conflict that is defining major power struggle today is between the US and China, and mostly deals with the Pacific theater. And people have their own individual preferences about conflicts in the Middle East, but ultimately we're defining the US interest in a strict sense. A lot of political capital and cash has been wasted by the US in Middle East military adventures that have actually only undermined US interests at the end of the day, whereas some other conflicts are inevitable. I'm a big believer in the doctrine of only getting into conflicts and struggles that you have no choice but to get into, saving your political capital for those.
How do I feel about the migrant crisis in New York City? I am pro-immigration. I mean, my parents were immigrants. I don't, obviously it needs to be regulated to some degree, but I don't think that it's a major problem, even in the job market. Like, I feel like the rhetoric about Mexican immigrants stealing jobs, like the majority of those jobs are ones that maybe other people don't want to do, or yeah. So I'm not so worried about the migration crisis.
Yeah, it's obviously you want safety for the American people. You don't want undocumented people in here. But at the same time, like, I understand that, you know, it's a hard world and certain people are fleeing persecution and for all sorts of reasons. And everyone, at the end of the day, just wants a better life. So if people feel the need to come to America and live the American dream, I understand, but I guess we've got to find a balance to do it in a safe way for everyone.
I really feel like the immigration thing has gotten way completely out of line. I really feel like you drop these people here in this country, and to my knowledge, it was to the extent of them giving them cards full of money and then just figuring it out for themselves. I really feel like that's unfair. They're taking our jobs. They're just running, and then some of them are on drugs too. They're on drugs. They're running around the streets like they're zombies, and it's getting a little bit out of control. Like, to get around the commute, like in the MTA, we have something called the MTA here in New York City. So there's a lot of them that be on the platforms.
It's the position that the U.S. has put itself in as the global hegemon. You know, after World War II, we are we inherited the world, and that sort of say, by saving the world from World War II, et cetera, et cetera. That we police the world, for better or for worse. So are we involved? Like I think we put ourselves in that situation, and I think it's hard to retract from it. And the best thing to do is to do it nobly and humbly and not be oppressors, even though it's kind of hard. It's like complicated. It's not a black and white thing.